Tonight on 2020, a family torn apart by psychological disorder, trying to rebuild.
How it got to this.
I'm truly fearful for our family.
Today we'll be looking at antisocial personality disorder, a terrible disorder which not only affects the person but everyone around them. Antisocial personality disorder is described as someone who is against all usual morals. They lack empathy and seem to be going against society. Cunning and very manipulative, these psychopaths can ruin lives all around. Now, let's visit the Ripper family, who have a son who's been struggling with the disorder for years. A normal suburban couple who had no idea they were raising a psychopath. Great to have you guys with us here tonight. First question I think would have to be, what early warning signs did you see in Jack?
It wasn't clear at the time then, but it's clear now. He always liked to abuse small animals, and we just always thought it was just boys being boys.
He just never liked to be touched. I give him a pat on the back and he just shunned me for the day. I never really understood why. I just thought he was just shy.
He also never seemed to have too many friends growing up. He'd rather just have physical pleasures rather than relationships. We just always thought it was because he was shy.
So it's obvious that you may have just seen the early stages of his disorder as him just being shy.
Yes.
So do you have any idea what may have caused him to develop this disorder?
We have no idea how it could have possibly happened.
We treated him the same as all our other children. They all turned out perfectly fine. We're stumped.
The Rippers aren't the only ones stumped. The medical community has struggled to come up with an exact diagnosis for this disorder. We talked to a top psychiatrist at Harvard University. Finding an exact cause or diagnosis for this is very difficult. But there are warning signs. Diagnosis of a conduct disorder before the age of 15, drug or alcohol problem could also be a telltale sign. Are there any genetic predispositions to the disorder? Patients have a decrease in about 11 to 14% of gray matter, and that may cause a predisposition to the disorder. But also, personality tests can be a powerful tool. We look for superficial charm, arrogance, and extreme self-confidence on these tests. Also, possible cortisol imbalance may cause the symptoms of the disorder. Now let's move to our interview with Jack. Jack, glad you could make it here tonight to talk with us.
Yup.
So your name is Jack Ripper?
Yes.
Like Jack the Ripper?
It would seem that way, yes.
It's a bit of an unfortunate name for someone with your disorder, isn't it?
It suits me.
So Jack, a lot of people see you as a threat. They see you as a killer. Do you think you're capable of that sort of violence?
Yeah, I think that's one of the biggest misconceptions about my disorder. I can't feel emotions like everyone else, just because I can't understand them like everyone else. And yeah, it can lead to violent tendencies. But me, none.
So when you were first diagnosed, a lot of people are confused about the name of your disorder and what it actually means. Why don't you tell me about that?
With a name like antisocial disorder, people think I'm an introvert. But in reality, the real name, that just means I'm against society.
So how do you plan on treating this disorder?
I don't need treatment. I am who I am, and people need to get used to that.
Clients are often very reluctant to receive treatment. They feel that the disorder is very much a part of who they are. When we are able to administer treatment, we use antipsychotic drugs to help dull the symptoms, as well as various cognitive behavioral therapies. Oh, hey there! Thanks for tuning in tonight to this episode of 2020. Next time, we're going to be investigating the exciting, incredible world of fish tacos. I'm Philip Zimbardo. Good night.